Hi, it's Paula from Paula Quilting. Welcome back to my channel. Today another magic numbers tutorial. So I've got pieces from my magic numbers tray and we'll put it into a block. This block is called Skipping Stones, and it also comes with the full written pattern. So not just the handout where you have a basic information, but just full written pattern with instructions what, so, how and when. So if you are interested in this block, I will put the link in the description below, so you can head to my shop and purchase the pattern as well. So this block is built from 4 kind of sections, and each section is the same, and for each section we will need 4 2.5-inch colorful scrappy squares. So just pick anything you like. We will need one 2.5 by 4.5 piece, we will need one 2.5 by 6.5 each piece, and we will need 3 solid squares 2.5 inches. So as you can see, I draw a line here. We'll be doing some snowballing with those squares. So that's for one section, and we need 4 sections to make the block. So times 4, what I just said, will give you a 1 block setup. And I do actually like to set up this block in one go. It's so I can kind of chain piece as much as I can. So first of all, set up yourself with a 4 patch. So one 4 patch here, second 4 patch. As you can see, it's scrappy. All of the fabrics are different. You could color coordinate as well, make one with the 1 color family or 2 color families, and I will make maybe one to show you at the end how it may look. So this one will go on one side here, and then 6.5 pieces will go kind of to top up to make it into a square. So as you can see, this is gonna be 6.5 by 6.5 inch kind of section, and it will give us a 12.5 inch block. So first, very easy, I will start from making those 4 patches in the middle, and we'll put them back. Before you grab all of those pieces to chain piece, if you want to kind of come back to the same layout as you've got now, but you still want to chain piece, I suggest you take a picture with your phone. It's just when you chain piece, sometimes you don't remember what goes where. I don't really mind if I put the pieces back the same way I took them, because it's all scrappy. But if you like to keep it the same kind of layout, then just take a picture so you know where to put it back. So like I said, I'm just starting making those 4 patches first, and I will chain piece everything just to, you know, in this step I can kind of speed up a little bit. Now in this point, I would suggest to take it to the ironing and iron it out. I normally don't, but if I do snowball, I do want to have all of those edges quite kind of nice and ironed out. So just quick iron, and we'll be back with the next step. Okay, so I've got my 4 patches ironed, and I can put them back. And to be fair, I don't remember what came from which set, and I really don't mind either. So I'll just put them back the way I feel they will look the best, like with other colors. It is all about scrappiness, so I'm not that worried. But like I said, if you like to keep the colors the way you put them initially, just take a picture before you take them out to the sewing. So next is time to add our snowball. So I've drawn a line on my squares. You can obviously do the ironing as well, or maybe you have a tape on your machine which kind of guides you through the process of doing sewing on diagonal. Whatever method you use is fine. I like to do the line on these ones. So this, I'm putting them on the squares first, so I will be snowballing all of those squares that goes to the middle. So I'm just gonna lay them down in the specific direction as needed. So the lines are going here, 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 and here, the diamond shape in the middle. Let me just bring those pieces closer, and then I will be snowballing also those two pieces, and the line on my squares here goes exactly the same as the one in the middle. That's why I like to do the middle first, because then I know how to lay those pieces here. The line goes exactly the same direction, and same here, the line goes the same direction. So this line goes this way, and I will put those lines this way and those lines this way as well, just to, I'm replicating on those kind of sections together which way they're going. Okay, so those are my sections now to snowball. I have been using my 1/4" foot to do those 4 patches. I will change it now to just normal foot. I find it easier to do the kind of snowballing part of the process with just a normal foot. And again, I will chain piece here, but I will chain piece kind of one section at a time, so now those colors will go back where they came from, since I've kind of laid them out now the way I like it, so I don't want to mix it too much. So I'll just pay attention what goes back. So I'm just slowly stitching on my lines. Do not rush that process, just take your time. And I'm just chain piecing here. Okay, so I will just cut away those pieces I've done and just put them back on my kind of design surface here, so I know where they came from. And then I will grab the next section and carry on with my chain piecing. I have placed all my pieces back from the sewing, and now I will just trim off all of those half square triangles other side of it, about a 1/4" from your stitching line. Doesn't have to be exact, but you want to keep at least quarters. So if you don't want to eyeball it, you can always draw another line there where you will be trimming them off. All of those cutouts are going to my another box with scraps, where I can do a kind of braided design on the adding tape. I've got a tutorial for it as well, so I will link it in the description below. If that's how you want to use it, you can. And after I cut out all of those sections, again I will take it to the ironing to make it nice and flat. In this stage you kind of can see how that block will look when it put together. Two things to mention here. One, not all of the seams from that point onwards will nest, and that's okay, but if you don't like when two seams kind of going on the same direction, when you're making all the stitching, have your seams open instead. That will give you that option where the seams are just kind of 2 layers at the time rather than 4, but that's a preference. I don't mind if my seams are going the same direction, so that's one thing to note. And 2, there are 2 ways you can now kind of put it all that block together. You can either start stitching each kind of quarters on their own and then put the blocks together, or you can put those sections together first on all of the quarters, and then now you have literally an A patch to sew, because you have a layout, grid layout 2x4. So it's your kind of, again, preference how you like you stitching your blocks, whether you like to stitch one kind of section at the time or everything together. So I will probably go with a 8 patch, because I think that will be the quickest way. So again, I need to change the foot on my machine to the 1/4. Let's do that quickly. To make that 8 patch, like I said, I will need to stitch all of those sections together first. So let's do that. So now I can start from the top here and start my A patch. So before we carry on with the project, let's just round up where you can find me and how you can support my work. First of all, please subscribe to my channel and watch videos as I'm posting them without skipping the adverts, please. Please comment against the videos because that helps to push them out to wider audience, and don't forget to share with your quilting friends. Join my network either on Facebook or Instagram. All the links how and where are in the description below. Where you see my posts either on Facebook or Instagram, please like, share and comment on them. If you like to add something extra, I've got now membership available through the YouTube. You can also use a super thanks on YouTube or buy me a virtual tea, coffee or lunch using a form on my website. You can also support me by subscribing to my newsletter via my website. That will help me to notify you when I publish new videos or blog posts, or maybe there are some items available to purchase on my website. However you decide to support this channel, thank you very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the content. Now that piece I've got already stitched here, I'll put on top of the next one so I can see which way the seams have gone here, so I know which way to put them down. You can only nest some of the seams, not all of them, so don't worry about it. Like I've mentioned, put them in the same direction if that's what the kind of previous stitch it calls for, and if you don't like it, use the open seams instead. But keeping this piece on top, I know which way the seams were going before, so I can kind of try to nest as much as I can. And here it is, my finished ironed block. As you can see, though there's quite a lot of elements involved here, the stitching is quite easy and straightforward, but I believe quite very effective, especially with the use of those solids, kind of making sure we're adding that extra design to the block. And we've used a lot of scraps as well, so I think it's quite nice. I've got some other color options here with the green solid and with the gray solid, so have a look at the design board what you can make out of it now. Also I will show you one design with one color family, blue green color family I've made as well. This block finish off as a 12.5 unfinished blocks, so quite nice and large. You can make few of those and put them in the nice scrappy quilt very quickly. Don't forget there is a pattern for this block on my website, so you can add it to your collection, and the link is in the description below. If you like the idea of magic numbers, cutting fabric into cohesive sizes which fit nicely together, be sure to check out my book. Again, link in the description below. In the book you have 30 blocks you can mix and match together for scrappy designs, and all the kind of explanation about magic numbers itself is there as well. I hope you like this tutorial for skipping stones and you give it a go, and please be sure to share with me either on my Facebook group page or Instagram, or even tag me on the pin wherever you are, wherever you post your work. Thank you very much for joining me today to watch this tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so yet, and see you next time. Happy sewing, everyone!